Hello, welcome to my channel, A Book Forest. My name is Kim and today I'm going to be doing a review of Ray Bradbury's Something Wicked This Way Comes. I read that for spooky season. It was my main horror read and I gave this 5 stars. I really loved it. I didn't expect it to love it as much. I read other Bradbury books. I read Dandelion Wine and his kind of autobiography, Zen in the Art of Writing. It's a set of different articles published in magazines over the years, and it's talking about mostly his childhood, his writing, and his inspirations. So if you're a fan, I would recommend reading Zen in the Art of Writing. And Dandelion One was nice. It was a few vignettes set in the same town as this, Green Town. It seems to be like his playground, something that he conjured up out of his childhood memories and his imagination. And although I enjoyed Dandelion Wine, I think since it was not a continuous story, it was more like short stories for me, I prefer this. So what is this about, if you don't know yet? It's 2 young boys in a village, very normal village, probably set in the 40s, 50s, something like that, like before all the technology, like even probably before TV. Or just at the beginning of it. And the 2 boys are friends. There's Will and Jim. Will Holloway is like a little blonde angel, and Jim Nightshade, the name says it, he's a bit shady, a little shady kid, which I like because I have one of those. So they're 2 young boys, like they're on the cusp of teenagehood, like around 12, 13. And they're just living their lives, you know, like in the village. And there's a carnival that comes to town mysteriously during the night, and they are witness to that. And the carnival is kind of this different, creepy, not normal, comes in the autumn. Usually the carnivals come in the summer, and there's just something not quite right about it, but the boys are quite excited, obviously. It's when you're in a village and have nothing to do, anything is great. So most writers, I would say, would have the wish to become like known for their style, like to have like, oh yeah, this is his signature writing style, like absolutely their own. Like everyone wants kind of to have that, and Bradbury has that. Since I've read 3 of his books now, definitely he has his own style, very, very noticeable, definite, and I enjoy it. It's kind of, it has a dreamlike quality to it, hazy, not stream of consciousness, but it makes you feel uncomfortable, and it's not like fast pace, it's not slow pace, but it's like in between or both at once. Very strange. Like when there's action, it's go go go, but sometimes it's just like it sets you in the descriptions or inside a character's head, and then you feel like their feelings, and it's all like uncomfortably hazy. It kind of drops you in the middle of a scene or in the middle of someone's thoughts, and he assumes or he doesn't care that he supposes that you should know already what's going on, but you don't. So it's kind of uncomfortable in that way. You're always scrambling to kind of catch up, but in a good way. Like it's a good device to keep you invested in the story. And yeah, it's all, of course it's a horror novel, so it's all kind of uncomfortable and creepy. So yeah, really good. And there's also like themes of time and youth and life not well lived, or wanting to come back to the good old days or do something better with your life. And also there's like the opposition of the 2 young boys, Will and Jim, and the 2 main adults in the story. So there's an old lady and there's Will's father. So Will's father is a bit older. He's like in his 50s. He had Will when he was almost 40, and I can relate because I had my my last kid at 41. So definitely you have like, oh my God, I'm an old parent. Maybe in those days it was worse, because nowadays it's kind of, you feel maybe a bit young all the time, but in those days maybe like relating to your kid or just interacting with them probably would have been harder. My mom always complained that she had an old mom that didn't understand her, so it touched me. Like, of course you have the carnival, which I'll talk about, but you have also those things that I didn't expect, like the relationship between the two boys, like the friendship, and also the relationship between the kids and the adults, especially Will and his father. It touched me really deeply. Like there are some scenes in there I had tears coming up to my eyes. So it was great, because it sets you up where you're expecting just plain horror and action, but it actually makes you think and feel. So masterfully done. So the carnival is sort of headed by the illustrated man, who is a very creepy man with a lot of tattoos, and it's kind of like his tattoos are changing depending on the situation or who is in front of him. Maybe he's able to catch your soul in his tattoos. It's very, very strange, and the kids kind of stumble upon the carnival secrets, and they become the antagonist to the illustrated man, which you don't really want to be, and it's a small village, so where do you run to hide? So yeah, the carnival is kind of entertaining. It's there to entertain the masses, but it comes in small. It is this small nondescript village. Like, why are you going there? Why are you not going to a big city? And yeah, what's up with that carnival? What are their aims? What are they there for? There's a lot of different like characters in that carnival. There's a witch that is extremely horrifying. I did not like her at all, in a good way. There's the illustrated man, which he's a terrible, frightening man. And there's also a Mr. Cougar, and there's called a merry-go-round or a carousel. And this carousel has something strange about it. There's a hall of mirrors, like, you know, all the mirrors. You go in and it's like a maze. That's also very dodgy. And people get caught in there, and who knows what happens. So everything is kind of not explained right away, but you kind of feel it, that it's not great. And yeah, it's all about the boys and what's going to happen to them, and who's going to help them along the way. Who are they going to help along the way? And Will is kind of, you know, he's a little shady boy, so he wants to grow up real fast, and he wants to experience life. He's like, he doesn't like being a kid, and I mean, Jim. And Will is more like the little angelic boy who's kind of doing what he's told, and he's going through life, and they're friends, but they're completely different, like opposites. And if Jim wasn't there, probably Will wouldn't have been caught up in the trouble. And if Will wasn't there, well, Jim would have maybe he would be lost. So they're opposite to each other, but they also work together to keep themselves okay. So yeah, there's a lot of heart in this book, and Bradbury is very good also at describing youth, as describing the thoughts of children. You know, not every author is able to do that, but I think Bradbury definitely remembered his childhood. Like, there's one little example here. Description, it says, but there again, they began to get starchy with boredom and fatigued with sameness, and were almost on the point of giving themselves up to the carnival in order to have something to do, when quite fortunately the sun went down. So they're like too bored because they're not doing anything. Kids get bored so easily. And also, like, there's different conversation between Will and his father that I absolutely loved. They're worth, like, philosophical, human, relatable, universal, amazing. There's also some really good writing, like beautiful descriptions. Just for example, The train skimmed on softly, slithering, black pennants fluttering, black confetti lost on its own six-week candy wind. Sorry, I'm not very good at reading. Down the hill. So the train skimmed on softly, slithering, black pennants fluttering, black confetti lost on its own six-week candy wind. Down the hill, with the boys pursuing, the air so cold, they ate ice cream with each breath. So evocative, so picturesque. I mean, oh, wonderful. So I highly recommend this book if you haven't read it. And let me know if you've read it, what you thought, and then see you next time.